Hello everyone, welcome back. How are you all doing? I hope you're all doing great. Okay, so previously we have been discussing about the phonics, how to pronounce them, how to write words. Okay, we have seen different sounds, we have seen phonograms, we have seen the International Phonetic Alphabet chart, how to pronounce the phonetic alphabets. All these things we have seen in the previous classes, right? So today we'll be starting afresh, okay, like with articles. Articles. What are articles? So I think like almost everybody, even a small kid from first standard or UKG these days, like they are being taught about articles. They can be taken as the basic word. Okay. So they can be taken as a basic word which will be enhancing or modifying the noun. Right. So these articles are classified. These are classified into two types. Definite article and indefinite. Definite article and indefinite article. What is a definite article? Definite means something which is specified or specific. If we know that it is specific, if we know that it is specified, what is meant by specified? Means something which is known. Okay, something which is known. If we know something, if we know about something, what is this something here? I will tell you again. Okay, so if we know about something, that is called as specified or definite. So in such cases, we will be using the article the or the. Okay, we'll be using the article the or the. And when do we pronounce it as the and when do we pronounce it as the, we have seen in the previous class again. Okay, so definite article is used when we are knowing about something in particular, when we know it, it is a known thing. Okay, when it is specific or definite. Indefinite article is something which we don't know. Okay, an unknown. When we are referring to something which is unknown. So or else I'll write it like this. Definite means known. What is this known? We are referring to a known thing or a situation. Okay, so that is definite. Indefinite means unknown. We are referring to unknown thing or unknown person or anything which is unknown is called as indefinite article. So the definite article, like I have already told you, is the or the. What is an indefinite article? Indefinite articles again are two. A, an. Okay, indefinite articles are two. They are a and an. So now I'll tell you some rules, or you can call them as rules or like points to remember when to use the, when to use a, when to use an. Okay, so like I have said, when we are referring to something which is known, when I am saying something which is already known, which is easily identified, which is easily identifiable, means we don't need to specifically tell what it is. For example, now I am telling about an incident which is known. Okay, specifically identifiable. If you are able to identify it. So, we went on a tour and the guide was cool. and the guide was cool. So I said the guide. In front of guide, I have used the. Okay, so this the is indicating that guide we are talking about is the tour guide. Whom are we referring to? We know the person. We are referring to the person, the tour guide. Okay, we are referring to the tour guide. So this is something which is known. This is a definite article. So you will be using the guide. So see, we went on a tour and the guide was, we don't need to use the tour guide was cool. We simply need to mention the guide, which is actually saying that we are talking about the tour guide. Right? So that is the first case or the first rule or first point to be remembered. Understood? We are just talking about the rules. You can call them as rules or the points to remember when to use the. Okay. What are the other cases when we use the? We will be using the when we are using or talking about situations which are already mentioned. When talking about situations which are already mentioned. For example, like what are we saying? When we are talking about situations which we are already mentioned. Like if I am saying, I ate an orange and the orange tastes delicious. So I taste an orange. I ate an orange. Actually, what did I do? I ate an orange. What did I eat? An orange. This is a situation or something which is already mentioned. Now I am telling about it which is already mentioned. Now this, in the next line if you see, the orange, this the definite article the which is actually defining the orange is about this orange which is already mentioned. Okay, is delicious. So here we are using the because we are talking about the situation in the previous class. Already we have mentioned about the orange. Okay, now we are telling about how delicious it is. Right? So there also you will be using the. So we will be using the for unique, for mentioning about uniqueness. Okay, uniqueness means when we are trying to tell about something unique. Okay, we can talk about the wonders of the world. When we talk about the wonders of the world, so they are all unique, isn't it? Just by telling about the names, we will know, yes, what is the wonder which we have got? Prestigious one. The Taj Mahal. Isn't it? The Taj Mahal. So, you will be using the in front of unique names. Okay. So, in front of unique names, you will be using the. That is also a rule or a point to be remembered, you can say. Or next, you can use the. It is used with either singular or plural nouns. So it can be used either with singular nouns or plural nouns. So I have mentioned this nouns, this in detail about all the types of nouns and all. I'll tell you in parts of speech, but as of now, because I have used this particular word noun, I'll just give you an idea. I know you know that, but still, a noun is in simple, we call it as a naming word. What is it? We call a noun as a naming word. What does it name? What does it name? It will be naming you, me, everything around. So it names the person, place, animal and thing. Okay, noun is simply a naming word. So in front of names of people, okay, in front of names of animals, persons, things, all these are like naming words. But we are talking about plural nouns. Singular and plural. I have already told this, mentioned this many a times again. So what is singular? Singular means something which is only one. Plural means something which is more than one. So here I have said the can be used in front of singular nouns or in front of plural nouns. Okay? The is also used before people having unique titles. People having unique titles means something like, for example, I say, the Pope will be visiting our country this year. So what am I saying? We are using it before people having unique titles. Pope itself is a title. It indicates someone who is head of all the, okay, head of the Catholic Association, you can say, okay. So Pope, the Pope, when we are saying, when we are mentioning about a unique title, you have to use the before that. So the Pope, okay. So that is why the is used before a unique title. This is also a rule of thumb, you can say. It's also used before superlatives. It's used before superlatives. Superlatives here, this is talking about adjectives. This also we will be discussing in detail, okay. But in simple to tell, adjective is just a modifier, okay. It adds something, it adds more meaning to the noun. That is an adjective, right? So in case of adjectives, when we discuss about adjectives, there is degree of adjective, okay. Adjectives will have degree. So in that degree, the superlative degree, super means the highest degree, we can say. Superlative degree. So in before superlative degrees, also you will be using the. Like for example, Colosseum is one of the most famous sites to visit in Rome. You know Colosseum, isn't it? Colosseum is a museum name. Okay? Colosseum is a name of museum. Okay? So, here if you see, most famous. This is, most famous is the superlative degree. Most famous is the superlative degree. So, when we are using most famous, the is used in front of. The is used before superlatives. So, that indicates that when there is a superlative degree being used, you will be using the in front of it. Right? So, the is also used. Also used. This is when we use. It is used along with. large regions, regions, the United Countries, deserts, okay, oceans, seas, gulfs, okay, peninsulas, mountain ranges, I'm saying ranges means so many mountains, mountain ranges, groups of islands, In front of all these things, we will be using the. For example, if we want to say United Countries, like the United Kingdom, okay, the UK we will be saying, the United Kingdom, the United States of America, okay, the USA will be saying, or the United Arab Emirates, the UAE, okay. So all these will have the in front of them. Similarly, the Thar Desert, the Sahara Desert, all these in front of the desert names. Or else if we consider the oceans, the Indian Ocean, the Bay of Bengal, the Arabian Sea, all this. Sea also in front of the sea names, the Red Sea, the Dead Sea, all these are having the in front of them. Similarly, if we are talking about mountain ranges, means group of mountains together. What do we have? The Himalayas. Okay, the Himalayas are group of mountain ranges. Similarly, group of islands if we are talking about. We do have islands even, the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Okay, so all these things are having the in front of them. Okay, so these are some points to be remembered. When do we use the in front? And when are we not supposed to use the? Okay, so when to not use the? Or you can simply say not to use the. When do we not use the with? Do not use the with. Can you give me an example? What is the name of a city? Vishakhapatnam. So do we call it as the Vishakhapatnam? No, we'll simply call it as Vishakhapatnam. So that means in front or before the names of cities, you won't be using the. Do not use the with cities, means before cities, or with parks, or do not use it with names of streets even, or even states. Do we say the Andhra Pradesh? No. Okay, before states. Before states also we won't be mentioning it as the, or before single mountains. Before single mountains, not ranges, only mountains like Mount Everest. Okay, before islands, single islands, we won't be using, or before single lakes, we won't be using the in front of it. Or some continents or some continent names, before some continent names also we will not be using the. Or even before some country names we won't be using the. Like we won't say the India, we'll simply say India. Right? So these are some exceptions we can say when using the. We can call them as rules or point to remember when to use the and when not to use the. So this is about the definite article the. Right? Now we will discuss about the indefinite article. Indefinite article a, an. So the indefinite article a and an. When to use a and when to use an. Both of them, a and an, are used in front of singular nouns. They are used only in front of singular nouns. You won't be using article a or an before a plural. Okay? So, you can say an apple, a dog. If you want to say a singular noun, a dog or an apple. You won't be using a or an before plurals. You won't be saying an apples or a dogs. Right? So that is wrong. If someone says that it is, then we can simply say it is wrong. So the article a and an, the indefinite article a and an is used only for singular nouns. But coming to the definite article, they can be used for singular or plural nouns. Right? Also, regarding countable and uncountable nouns. Countable, uncountable. What is countable? From the name itself, we can say that we can count in number. Something which we can count in number. Suppose if I am taking pens. Okay? I can count the number of pens if I want. I can say 1, 2, 3, 4. If I am holding 5 pens, I can say 5 pens. I can count it. Then I am saying 5 pens. So it is a countable noun. So if I want to talk about one pen, I'll say I have got a pen. A pen. So for singular you will be using a. For plural you will be simply adding s at the end. That is countable nouns. That means you are using an article before a countable noun. Did you understand it? Countable nouns are, they can be counted. Like pen, apple. Okay, all these are countable. You can simply count them. If I am saying apples, if it is only one, you can say an apple. So, with countable nouns, you can use countable singular nouns. Mentioning it, I'm particularly telling you, countable singular nouns, not plural. A noun which can be counted and it is singular, you will be using article a or an. But coming to uncountable nouns, what is an uncountable noun? An uncountable noun is something which we can't physically count in number. We can't physically count in number. Like if I want water, if I want to drink some water, do I say it like 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drops of water? I will not be able to count it. Okay. So, something which cannot be physically counted in number is called as uncountable noun. So, like water, sand, okay, everything, money, all these are uncountable nouns. Again, I will explain you in detail about countable and uncountable when we discuss about nouns. But here, with countable nouns, you will be using an article. With a countable singular noun, you will be using an article. With an uncountable noun, you won't be using an article. You won't say a water, a sand, a money, or an water, an sand, or an money. Right? Did you understand that particular point? You will be using article, the indefinite article a or an with countable singular nouns. With countable singular nouns, the indefinite article a or an is used. A or an is not used along with uncountable nouns. With uncountable nouns, you won't be using a or an. So, when do we use the article a and when do we use the article an? A is used before a noun starting with a vowel sound. No. Is it? It is consonant sound. I have been telling you this so many times. Consonant sound, not the consonant. It won't be used before a consonant, but it will be used before a consonant sound. It will be used before words having consonant sounds. Similarly, an is used before words having vowel sounds. And we have seen the vowel sounds and consonant sounds in the previous classes. What words make vowel sounds, what words make consonant sounds. Okay, so based on that, you will be using the articles a or an before the vowel sounds or consonant sounds. And the plural form of these articles a and an, in general, plural form if you want, you will be using the word some. Some is used to mention about the plural form, like some apples, some water, give me some water. Okay, please give me some money, right? So this some is used to mention about the plural form. Okay, when you are talking about an entire class of people or things, then also you will be using article a or an. When you are talking about an entire class of people, you will be using an article. Okay, like a group of. When you are talking about a class, a group of, a pride of lions, if I am saying. A pride of lions. Here pride is indicating a group of lions. We won't say a group of lions, we will be saying pride. So in front of this pride, which is indicating a class, you will be using the article a. Okay, so depending upon whether it is a singular noun or a plural noun, a countable noun or an uncountable noun, or it is defined, definite, or it is not specified, you will be writing down the articles. For examples, I'll simply say an example like there is a dog. So there is a dog. Here in this particular sentence, I am talking about a dog. There is a dog. Here is an indefinite article. Now, I already mentioned about it. The dog is very friendly. The dog is very friendly. This is the definite article which I am talking about, the dog which I have already mentioned. Okay. Now, when not to use? When it is in general case. When we are using it in general case, you don't need to use any articles. Like, dogs make great pets. Here in this sentence, you can't find any article. That means when you are using, all dogs in general make great pets. So, you don't need to use any article when you are using it in general sense. When to use? A, when you are talking about an indefinite one. Here we are not talking about a definite dog. We are just talking about unspecified one. But here the dog is very friendly. Already I have told you about the dog. This dog which I am talking about is very friendly. So this is a definite article here. And here coming to this case, dogs will make great pets. Dogs generally make great pets, means dogs can be taken as great pets. They are pets. So, it is a general sense. So, there in general case you won't be using any article. I hope like you have understood the topic on articles, the rules. Again, a and an are indefinite articles. The is a definite article. The will be used when you know specifically about something, and a and an is used when we don't know about a specific thing or person. And coming to the, you will be using it as countable or uncountable. In countable or uncountable nouns, you will be using the. Okay, for both singular and plural also you will be using the. But coming to a and an, Only for countable singular nouns you will be using a and for uncountable nouns you won't be using the indefinite article, right? And some more specific conditions or exceptions or whatever you call them, where to use, we have just seen. Okay, please do like, practice and like if possible. In the next class, we will do some exercise also on this particular articles topic. Please do like, share and subscribe. Thank you.